This video is about Khloe Kardashian and women like her and like me. I know I can't reach her. She's very sick and she needs help. Everybody's talking about how kind she is and sympathetic and caring and understanding, and what they don't realize is that that's not what's really happening. And I've had nightmares all night about it, and unless I talk about it, I'll never sleep. I know I can't reach her, but maybe one person out there is going to recognize themselves in what I'm going to talk about. Somewhere along the line, women like us, we don't know the difference between love and limerick. Now, her first husband was an alcoholic, drug addict, and sex addict. And she self-sacrificed herself big time to try to help him, to fix him. And that's not her job. And unfortunately, she repeated the pattern. He's just a scumbag. And the one she chose to get involved with this time is another serial cheater. Now, what these men are, they are incapable of love. They are retarded. Their level of intelligence is at the age of 2. They're like a 2-year-old. Gimme, I want now. They're hedonistic. They're completely selfish. They're incapable of considering the consequences of their actions. And what that all is about is, it's called limerick chemistry. You can fall in love with a serial killer. That doesn't mean that they're a good person. Listen, serial killers have had wives and lovers who didn't have a clue. So what I'm trying to talk about here is, I just have nightmares about her. I see nothing ahead but pain and suffering for her. I lost the best years of my life because I couldn't tell the difference. That feeling of falling in love, that chemistry, it's a scientific word for it is limerick. Look it up. It's called limerick. And it's a chemical. And if you're like a chimpanzee, well, the chemistry, you just go and you hump everything that moves. And basically that's what's happening with these men. They're completely selfish. They don't consider the consequences of their behavior. But worse than that, they're going to bring in disease into the home and into your body. And believe me, I know. You name it, I've had it. Gonorrhea, syphilis, a virus that causes cancer. I've had them all. The only thing that saved me was that I have a disease that's so horrific, something good out of something bad. Believe me, Parkinsonism is not something you want. My immune system is so low, I'm like a bubble person. I can't walk outside without a gas mask. I can't breathe. Right now it's allergy season. My eyes are killing me. I have to wear goggles to walk outside, or I infect like that. So when I wound up with a virus, whether it was gonorrhea, syphilis, or the other virus that causes cancer of the uterus and vaginal cancer, there is a virus, okay, that is transmitted through sex that'll cause that. If I get a cold virus and come in contact with somebody with a cold virus, within 3 hours I have lung infection. That's how low my immune system is. So the very next day, I would be discharging so horrifically that I would be at the hospital or at the emerge or at the doctor that fast. So that I was lucky in the sense that despite having contracted these diseases, I got such early antibiotic help that I don't have any severe damage left from it. And I spent 20 years in pap smears to make sure I didn't get cancer because of that virus. And it turns out I didn't. But the thing is that she's also very sick. Women like us are sick. Somewhere in childhood or through the movies or through the society around us, falling in love is a thing. But we don't recognize that that's not love. Some people call it lust. Some religions tried to teach about it, but believe me, I tried them all and I learned nothing. At some point, I recognized that there was something wrong, because why couldn't I tell the difference between a good person and a bad person? And that didn't just go for the men in my life. Chloe's much luckier than I was. She's got good family. I didn't. My father was violent. My mother was psychotic. I never, ever was treated with any real love except for my grandmother, my French grandmother. And she was too far away to really have an influence on me. She just cared about me, but, she couldn't really influence me. And my friends were really abusive to me and really cruel, shitting on my brain all the time. And I had great clients who cared about me, but I didn't cultivate them as friends. And I'm not saying I didn't have one or two friends. One went to England, and when he died with alcoholism and drugs. And I'm talking the 60s, okay? I'm 76, so I was out there in the 60s in the hippie era. Although it didn't hit Canada the way it did in the United States. We didn't have any real political activists up here. We were so busy being proud of ourselves that we're so much better than the Americans that we didn't bother even looking at the fact that we're not a true democracy and that our laws are absolutely criminal. But I'm not going to go into that. I've done enough of that. I want to get back to the fact that we're kind of like brainwashed. We just don't know that there's a difference. And it wasn't until I was suicidal, my disease had reached a point where I just wanted to die. And what I live with is horrific. Even though I'm in control, it's horrific. I wake up sick every day of my life since I'm 6 years old. I'm in pain every day of my life since I'm 6 years old. And today I control it through diet, but it's hard work. Every day is hard work. So I can still get suicidal if people are particularly cruel to me, like my lawyer was, Trent Faldine. I did become suicidal again and wanted to die because he robbed me of my life's work. It wasn't about all the money that I lost, the hundreds of thousands. I didn't give a shit about that. But he did worse than that. He cheated me out of my life's work. And he did it with great pleasure. And he blamed me for everything. Yeah, right. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in my home, and I'm homeless, and I've lost my mother, and I'm grieving, and I have a paralyzing attacks and a tumor that take me down. And, I'm to blame. I disrespected him. Yeah, right. Okay, let's not go there. Another friggin' sociopathic monster. But anyway, back to these men. So the thing is that we just don't know the difference. And I didn't until I tried to kill myself when I was 42. And I tried to drink myself to death, and when that didn't work, I tried to drive my car off a cliff. And the car stopped 3 feet from the edge. And then I had a vision, and I won't go into that either. That's in my biography, Phooey. But I went to AA, and I met caring people, although I didn't recognize them for what they were at the time. Like I said, I couldn't tell the difference between love or this limerick thing. And at some point, I'm not sure how it happened. Let's just say my higher power led me from AA to Al-Anon, where I still wasn't getting really well, neither physically nor psychologically or emotionally. And somebody got me to ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics. And all I'm going to share with you is what Sister Bonnie said to me. Trudy, get rid of the word love. Okay? Get rid of the word love. In your mind, you have to think the word caring, transfer caring. Is that person caring about me? Is that person caring when they talk to me? Is that person caring about my disease? Is that person treating me with care? The word was caring. And whoa. None of my friends were caring. My clients were, but not my friends. Except for a couple. And like I say, They were removed from my life by the time I was 26. And it's not that caring people didn't come along. I had clients and I had rich, wealthy men that cared. But I didn't recognize that caring for what it was. So and through ACA and Sister Bonnie telling me that, I started to journal the people in my life, and aside from all the men that raped me, we won't even go there. I'm talking about the real relationships. Not one was caring. They were all just like Chloe's man. Hedonistic, selfish, gimme I want now, which means they will do whatever it takes to get whatever they feel like. They don't care if they have sex with a total stranger and bring home disease to you. They don't care about anything. Like a chimpanzee, they have not evolved past the level of the age of 2. Okay? They're not capable of love. They're never going to be capable of love because that's what they are. So what you have to do is you got to look at yourself. You got to recognize that just because you feel this chemistry, that's limerick. It's not love. And hold back and don't get involved until you figure yourself out and you get yourself help. And I did that. I stayed completely celibate and out of relationships for many years with the help of 2 friends in AA. And then later on, a dear lady in Wasaga Beach and a couple of other people helped me down in Wasaga Beach and in Collingwood. So there were caring people, that came along, and a 9-year-old boy took care of me for 3 years when I was dying, when my family abandoned me. So I had a lot of caring people in my life. It's just that I didn't recognize that. And you can choose to be in a relationship that has chemistry and limerick with somebody that's caring. And you should not settle for anything less than that, ever. And I don't. Okay, I don't. Now, I'm not saying my partner and I have a perfect relationship. No, we don't. He's comes from really bad background, and he's got seething rage like a volcano inside of him, and he'll go off like a pinhead and become a complete maniac in 2 seconds flat, and curse and swear and scream and yell and carry on. And it is hurtful, okay, and it's hard on me. Don't kid yourself, it's not perfect. But on the other hand, he is so wonderful and so caring and takes such care of me. I'm alive today because my condition is terminal. It killed my cousin, who was 9 years old, Regine. One attack and he was found dead on the bedroom floor the next day. And I'm 76 and I'm alive. And I'm alive, and all the research I've done and all my websites, my website, my first website, everything that's on there, on my diet and disease control, that was Len Voisey, caring. There, my beautiful friend Len Voisey. I had wonderful skiing this year, and all through the brutality of what Trent, my lawyer, did to me, and the post-traumatic stress that I went through after that, because I was definitely suicidal. I just wanted to die, and the only reason I didn't is because Dan locked me in my room, so I couldn't do anything. But I have caring people. They are caring. But I've done what Sister Bonnie said. I've made sure that the people that I'm associated with today are caring. Helen Vachon, beautiful, caring, wonderful person. Jill, beautiful, and her husband, beautiful to me, very caring. They've helped me get through so many issues in the past 3 years. I would not have survived without them. And they're caring, which is true love. You see, that's true love. They're always there for me. And I for them, I for them. And that's the difference. And I didn't get it from family, but I get it from my friends today. And I don't have hundreds of caring people, of loving people in my life. No. Whereas I did in Toronto, but they all abandoned me when I couldn't make money anymore. So much for their caring. I had a number of clients that did care about me, and so I have some lovely memories throughout the horror and the Holocaust that I have endured. So I just pray for you out there. Pray for you women who, like me, like Chloe, you just are so sick. Somewhere society has brainwashed you, and you don't know that what you're feeling is just a scientific chemical called limerick, and they could be a serial killer. That doesn't make them a good person, and it doesn't mean they're caring, and it doesn't mean that you should get involved in a relationship with that person. You need to stand back and get help. Now, I want to tell you, I went to a psychiatrist from the age of 23 until I was 42, and I never got any help on this issue till I got to adult children of alcoholics. There may be other group therapies out there that can help you. I just know that's the one that did it for me. And Sister Bonnie especially, at great length, talked to me about the difference between true love. Because in true love, if you lose your sexuality through disease or something, the love doesn't diminish and go away. And today I live in that. I live in that state of grace, that it's not about lust or limerick. It's about caring, true love, caring. And I hope and pray. She's lucky. She's got good family and good friends, that somebody gets her into therapy and gets her away from that scumbag. Because here's the thing, if she leaves him, she'll repeat the behavior. And she'll do what I did. And she will ruin the best years of her life with men who are 2 years old, chimpanzees, selfish, hedonistic, and scumbags. And what's worse is they'll bring disease into the home, because they have absolutely no concern for the consequences of their actions. Speaking of no consequences, just a little tip. Kim's a wonderful gal, and she seems to really have a good, solid grounding. Conway West needs to go to school and learn to read. I suspect, because he's so proud of the fact that he doesn't read, that he's dyslexic and has a learning disability. And with all his money, he needs to take some time out, and he needs to go and get help and learn to read. Because don't pass out to children that it's great that you can't read and that you don't read. There is nothing wonderful about that. I totally forgive him for his stupidity. And I hope everybody else does too, because it comes from complete ignorance. And he is a good person. I do believe that. And what Kim has with him is true love. And I'm that's wonderful to see that. And it's wonderful to share that with the world so that people know that it's possible. But there's more to it than limerick. It's called caring. So, I don't know if I've helped anybody, but anyway, maybe tonight I'll sleep. God bless, over and out.